Welcome, everyone, to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Jason Lloyd. I'm Adam the Bull. We got Mikey. We got Steve. We got Anthony. Earl is back up in his perch upstairs. We're all ready to go, but none of us are happy today because yesterday's Browns game was an absolute disaster. Let's hear from you, Jason, first.
We both picked them to lose, but it was even worse than I thought.
Way worse.
And when we were texting, I told Mikey, I'm like, yeah, it's about what I expected. And then when it was like over and you digested it, no, that was worse. We're going to get into all of it today. Here's the one point I want to make, and I want to make clear. Deshaun was hit 17 times yesterday. You're going to hear that it was the offensive line's problem. It wasn't. We're going to get into why. He's holding on to the ball too long. He had plenty of time to throw yesterday. This is not a protection issue. It's not a scheme issue. It's a quarterback issue. He's got to be better than what he showed yesterday.
G. Bush.
I'm going to tell you what. It's the worst game that I've seen the Browns play in a very long time. I think it's the worst game that Kevin Stefanski has had as a head coach. It was one of the worst quarterback games that I've ever seen in my life. I happen to disagree. I thought the offensive line played horrible yesterday, especially in the run game, which was non-existent. I thought Jim Schwartz had a horrible game. I thought the defense played trash. I think in general, this game to me was a complete and utter disaster. They looked unprepared, they looked unprofessional, and they looked uninspired. And they got to figure some stuff out. And yes, the quarterback, there were some things that we got to reevaluate with the quarterback and see what's going on. But for me, I think this was an overall F by everybody involved. F.
It's hard to argue against that. By the way, Bernie Kosar is going to join us at 12:30. The great Michael Simon is going to join us at noon. Of course, everybody knows he's from Northeast Ohio, so we'll talk to them later. And we'll get to the Guardians in overtime at 1 o'clock. A long show today. If you are with us now, you're aware. We started a half hour early because we wanted more time to talk about everything that was happening today. I kind of went bananas on my podcast yesterday because there was no excuse for what we saw yesterday. It was a complete shit show all the way around. Let's be honest about it. Nobody gets a pass for this game. Kevin Stefanski doesn't. The offensive line doesn't. The wide receivers don't. The running backs don't. The defense, Mike said they played okay. I thought they were worse than okay. They weren't as bad as the offense, but they were not good. What's wild about this game is the Browns made that first stop defensively, and then they get the good punt return by Darden. The crowd is fired up. The sideline's fired up. And it was like from that moment on, and then they couldn't do anything, and they had to settle for the field goal, which was basically just because of the punt return. And then from that moment on, the Browns were basically dead the rest of the game. They had no energy. The crowd was dead. There were I don't blame the crowd. There were a lot of Cowboy fans, which was really disappointing. I know it sounded worse at the end of the game because Browns fans had left, but to let that many Cowboy fans on opening day take the stadium was terrible. But the bottom line is, blame to go around. Deshaun Watson was absolutely horrendous in this game. And you never blame one person 100% for any loss. The season is not over after one game, but he was horrendous. And to me, there's no excuse for how bad his performance was. I question, like, in Houston, talked a lot about his football IQ, his ability to see the field. I'm not seeing any of that here at all.
The alarming part for me was there are throws in deep balls where the deep throws where it's like
7 yards out of bounds.
Where are you throwing that, dog? This is in the stands. I don't know. I didn't know if he was throwing it away or like because there wasn't nobody in the vicinity.
No.
It just wasn't. It just looked bad. The processing looked slow. It looked like there was just friction. Like it just didn't look like there was any sort of rhythm, any sort of like. I was like, that ain't. And I'm gonna just say this right now. If there's four more games of that, there's a reevaluation coming.
100%. We're going to get more into that. A lot of talk about Deshaun Watson, about the defense, about the running game, about it all. First, Mikey McNuggets.